What up folks, Matt Aguilar here from Comicbook.com, and today we are walking you through a new preview of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is loaded with new details, new footage, and a glimpse at the gameplay that awaits you on June 10th. So let's get started with our girl Yuffie.
Well guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar.
Yuffie and her partner Sonnen will be the two playable characters in Intermission, and they finally made their way to Midgar to infiltrate Shinra headquarters and take the ultimate materia. Early on we see Yuffie isn't that impressed with Midgar, and we really don't blame her, and later we see her walking through the city and meeting Old Snapper, who will delight fans of the original thanks to those Happy Turtle flyers.
By collecting just a handful of flyers, you could be the first, and at this rate, the only winner of the most testinarius contest in Midgar's history.
Fans of the original are going to love the fact that For Condor makes a return, a tactical minigame that will have you attempting to deploy the right units to conquer the opponent's base, all the while defending your own. The mode looks gorgeous, but it does far more than just look pretty, as you'll need to determine the number of ATB charges, the materia, and specific units you wish to deploy before the battle even starts. Those ATB charges are used to deploy either vanguard, ranged, or defense units, and they will automatically head towards an enemy, so hopefully you pick the right unit for the job. You can also use materia to cast spells, but each orb you take can only be used once per match, so don't waste them. It wouldn't be new footage without some slick combat, and thankfully we get to see Yuffie in action with that lethal throwing star. Yuffie specializes in both melee and ranged combat, and can actually hit square to strike her enemy up close, and then hold square to continue the attack and still put distance between her and the opponent at the same time. If you do throw it pressing triangle, like Yolnir, it will always return, but you can speed it up by pressing triangle again. If that's not your speed, you can use her ninjutsu, which is a non-elemental attack, but you can also use the ability Elemental Ninjutsu to change the attack's affinity to fire, ice, lightning, or wind. She also has the Banishment Ninjutsu attack, which increases damage dealt when you spend ATB on other commands, and Windstorm, which creates a gust of wind that damages nearby enemies and launches them towards you. Now, Yuffie is joined in combat by Sonnen, and we get to see the damage the two can do together. Sonnen was trained under Yuffie's father, so he's quite lethal in combat on his own, but he has a much different style of attacker than Yuffie. He can be given orders in battle, but it's better than just that, as hitting L2 activates synergized versions of attacks like Art of War and Windstorm, allowing these two to work together and also help to stagger opponents faster. Both also have their own limit breaks, including Yuffie's Bloodbath and Sonnen's Dance of the Dragon. We also get a glimpse at a boss encounter with what I think I'm saying correctly, the Gigantopede, which will require you to switch up melee and long range attacks and to call about those synergy abilities because it will be relocating from the ground to the walls and all over the place, all the while unleashing projectiles at you in a myriad of ways and even switching forms to a drill. Yuffie and Sonnen will have some help in the form of Rama though, who fans of the franchise will know quite well, and who will have two abilities at his command. The first is Voltaic Lance, which summons a lance of lightning that deals damage to those nearby. He also has his ultimate attack, which is a Judgment Bolt that conjures a powerful lightning storm that lays waste to all enemies on the battlefield, and looks sick. We cannot wait to see what's in store when the full game releases on June 10th, and in the meantime you can check out all of our coverage for Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade right here on Comicbook.com. Peace!